Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Escape from Tarkov with me, Unfluffy Bunny. So after our last video, the could we make the Vepr 209 meta, I kind of found myself lacking in the funds department. So I had the idea was to make a video about budget builds, and one of my viewers suggested, hey, what if you only gave yourself 150,000 rubles? Can you make a competitive budget build with that? And I decided to take the challenge, and that's what we're going to do today. Alright, so now with this challenge, we decided to set some rules. The first rule being that there would be no flea market. And the reason that we did that was because, yes, even though you may be over level 5 and you may have access to the flea market, the issue arises that the flea market's values fluctuate too much. So there was no way for me to give you a set data, because one day this item could be 3k, the next item, for scarcity reasons, it's gone up to 15k. Whereas with the traders, their values do fluctuate, but nowhere near as drastically as the flea market. Now, rule number 2, everything had to be purchased at 150k. So that meant you had to buy ammo, mags, the gun, attachments, armor, helmet, anything else that you wanted, but it had to stay within that 150k budget. Alright, so now that we had our budget and we had our rules, it was time to actually start looking at our builds. And the first things I decided was, how could we be economical on gear? So the first thing I wanted to look at was our vest and armor, because I knew that the vest and armor were going to be a large portion of our money. Luckily, we do have combinations in this, and with that, there's only one choice. That is the 6B3TM. Now, this is a 47,565 ruble item, but it is class 4 armor, and it does give you storage, and it does repair really well. So it was the only real choice. Next up was medical. Now, this is something that you don't really want to skip on, but you can buy some items that save you a lot of money. That being the car medkit and painkillers. Both of those together, less than 10k, really the only option to go here. Now, the last two items that I went with were the SSH 68 helmet and the GSSH contacts. Now, the contacts are cheap. A lot of people don't care for them. I don't mind them. Even the crunching is kind of annoying, but it's better than nothing. And the helmet is a really cheap but cost-effective class 3 armor helmet that does have a high ricochet chance. So if you're going with those are kind of the best in class for your value. Now, at the end of all of the gear portion, we spent 88,030 rubles. That left us with 61,970 for our gun. So whenever I'm thinking about budget builds in Tarkov, two weapons come to mind: the ADAR and the Vepr 136. Both weapons are extremely cheap and pack a huge punch. Now, the one thing about both of these weapons is they are semi-automatic, so you will not be able to just hold down the trigger and mow people. Now, whereas I do absolutely adore the 8R, probably one of my favorite guns in all of Tarkov, the cost of the ammunition kind of made this one unattainable. You could use 855, it's okay, but at $2 a round for most of your basic rounds, it just ate way too much of our money. So with that being said, the only real option we had was the Vepr 136. Now, I did go through a couple of variations of the Vepr build, but in the end, the items that I decided to go with allowed the gun to actually be moddable in raid in case you did find any items. So there is no red dot or anything like that, but if you did find one, you could use it in raid. Now, the cost of the Vepr was 30,447 rubles. And with all of the attachments that we chose, that only cost us 11,379 rubles. Now, we did end up getting 90 rounds of PS ammo at 7,769 rubles and 2 of the aluminum mags at 1,383 rubles apiece. Altogether, that left us with actually about 7,000 rubles left over, and I decided to maybe get like a flashbang or some AI2s with what was left over depending on the raid. Now that we had the gear, now that we had the weapon, how did it do? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at it in action now. $135K?
Вон он, блядь!
Movement straight ahead, left to right.
Вон он, сука! Вон он, сука!
Scav directly in front, moving left to right. Dead.
We both took the shot at the same time. Very good. I'm moving right.
All right, I'm pushing left.
I just got spooked by a mannequin.
Movement to my left.
Вот он!
Well, you killed that one.
Yeah, there's another one down behind the sandbags to the left, and I think that's Killa coming. All right, there's still one underneath on this. Running.
Вон он!
That was him. He's dead. Movement on my left. You see me? He's dead. They know where I'm at now.
Trying to stay in the shadow.
There's one in a bush to my left. I can hear him. I just don't see him. I don't have a grenade. Or to my right, I mean. He's in a bush to my right. Oh, I just killed him. Oh, he's here! Oh my god. Oh, I was right. Oh, I'm almost dead.
Good job.
Now, I did include some clips of the ADAR because it is a really good budget weapon. I, unfortunately, could not fit it into the 150k range that I was given, but I did want to show that if you are doing budget runs, you should run this weapon. It is strong. It is going to net you some money, and it doesn't take much to modify it at all, and it's super upgradable. Now, I did also run this challenge by two of my friends that run a lot of raids with me, Sujin Gaming TV and Rogue, and they both came up with very different budget builds than I did, and I'm going to show those now. Unfortunately, I don't have any clips of them using them, but I am going to tell you what they are, and I will, you know, give you a loadout of what they chose with pricing. So Sujin ended up going with a Remington M700. He also went with the same body armor, a scav backpack, painkillers, Carmed. He actually was able to squeeze in splint, beanie, bandages, Weaver extended, 25mm ring, a P-Lod, thread protector, and 28 M80 rounds. All of that for a total cost of 149,894 rubles. I was kind of amazed at what he got for the cost. And it's super effective. So it does go to show that there are a lot of options when you were trying to do a budget build. Now, Rogue also went with the bolt action round, but he chose to go with the new VPO 215 that fires the 366 EKO rounds. As you can tell, I'm not really feeling this. He did an amazing job with it. He got a lot of kills. He made a lot of money with it. But it's not something I personally would choose. But it really does go to show that if you are in a pinch for money, there are a lot of good options out there. But most of us did choose the exact same armor, same meds. There are some things that are very meta when it comes to making money on a budget. Now, I hope you guys did find this video helpful. If you did, make sure you hit that follow button, give me a thumbs up, and turn on that notification, and leave a comment below. I am really enjoying doing these videos for everybody. If there's anything you guys liked or didn't dislike, please let me know. Your feedback's really going to help out. But before we go, let me leave you guys with some of that sweet, sweet, sweet death B-roll, because you know I died a lot.